Hey, what's going on, people? This is Mr. T, and
Fly Johns,
what's going? It's allegiance to the game.
allegiance to the game, fellas.
We
That's
saying
it.
G.
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Nice and warm, innit?
Yeah, nice and warm. Nice weekend and that. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
what we saying? So we saying? So Arsenal's back. Season
yeah, yeah.
starting next week.
Season started. I cannot wait. Cannot wait. It's gonna be an interesting season, man. A lot of interesting signings. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well, man. This is the. I think I think it's gonna be an interesting season. I think for us, it's like one of the ones that's unknown. I think there's quite a few changes in different teams. I
Mm,
mean, especially with us, we've got it's kind of second bit in it because we sorted out the defensive last season,
yeah,
and now
yeah.
he's trying to put in the penalty touches. So yeah, it's an exciting season. So have you seen any of the
Definitely.
preseason games?
Yeah, yeah. I've seen some of them still. So it was a good game though against Sevilla. I like that. I like the look of our boys. Um, yeah, it's fantastic, man. What can you say about our boy Gabriel Jesus? You know what? He's looking like an Arsenal player through and through, man. I think we've missed our striker for a couple of seasons now. So, boy, he's looking like he's definitely going to fill those boots. So very impressed. Very
Yeah, we've had
impressed.
yeah, I don't think we've been kind of undefeated in our last preseason games. We played Orlando, we beat them like 3-1.
Yeah,
We beat Bloomberg, I think it was like 5-3.
that's correct.
Everton
Yeah,
was 2-0. Then we
yeah.
had Chelsea, and that was an easy. Was Chelsea getting 4-0.
That's
Beat
correct.
Sevilla 6-0. I think the only one they didn't win, I think, was the one against some they squeezed in the Brentford game.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah,
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 but that if you
yeah,
looked at if you looked at that squad was it was
yeah.
literally like the squad that they're looking to. It was literally like a putting everybody in the shop window. And I mean, Bellerin was
Yeah,
playing, and Ketty was
yeah.
playing.
Bellingham
Well,
was playing, isn't it? Yeah, yeah,
Tavares was playing.
yeah,
Leno was playing.
yeah,
Some guys didn't know, so it was like putting everybody in the
yeah.
shop window.
Yeah,
So
yeah, so, yeah. That was good, man. Just see where they're at the moment, their capabilities, their hunger as well. Just to sort of see who we really should offload. Um, but the preseason as a whole, I think it's been really good. Normally our preseason ain't that great. I mean, sometimes they're a bit up and down, sort of, but you just get ready for the season. But I think we're prepared. I think we're still a bit short of maybe one or
yeah,
two guys, but what we've got at the moment, um, I'm confident. I'm confident that we can do something this season. So good preseason. Good
yeah,
preseason.
you can't ask for much more. They scored loads of goals in
Yeah,
every single one of them. I think
exactly. Yeah,
apart from the one goal, which was a
mm,
bit of an issue with us from before. So obviously we've got to keep it as level as it's a friend, they're friendlies and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I remember we've had friendly times where we've been. We've smashed it in friendlies and then gone
yeah,
into the season and it hasn't been that great. And I've seen teams that have smashed, then been poor in the
yeah,
friendlies and then they've started the season
yeah,
and they've been on it. So we've got to take a
yeah.
picture. So, but I think what we're seeing in the friendlies is what you want to see now. We're seeing a lot of
Mm,
energy, a lot of drive, a lot of passion. That
absolutely,
we're playing well, pressing better.
absolutely.
So
Yeah,
as well as pre kind of want pre-seasons to go. I think yeah we've had a good pre-season. Each game scored a lot of goals. Um, yeah, but as you said, we probably got a couple of people short, but we'll get more into that a bit further on.
yeah, yeah. Of
So
course.
we'd like to see them playing in, and obviously they moved the transfer window back in it too. I liked it when they kind of stopped it before the season, but they moved
Yeah,
it back to the end of the month. So the
yeah,
season's going to start when the window's still open. So
yeah, yeah. I think that's
um,
very good. We need that time. We need that time. You know how we do business.
still yeah, we'll
That
now
time.
yeah,
So
definitely.
you know
But
what
I
I
kind of
mean?
want to be wrapped up. But
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
so as a whole, what do you think of the team as a whole?
Um,
Like
yeah, I think the team looks good. Look, to be honest, yeah, um, we know Arsenal. We know they still have, some of their weaknesses. For me personally, it's about the mentality. That's first
yeah,
and foremost. So it's all good that we're scoring a lot of goals. That's great. I like to see that our attackers, they're on it at the moment. Saka, I've been impressed with, but Saka, he's been really good. Jesus, what can we say? you know, top quality striker, the striker that we've been missing for a couple of seasons now. So we're looking good. I expect to see Erdegaard as well this season. I expect to really see him and see, some of his magic. He's been very quite good with his creative. some of his
Yeah.
passing. He's a good player. So I really want to see him push on and sort of be that attacking midfielder, you know what I mean? That sort of
Yeah.
creative one who terrifies defenses. So I want to see more of that this season. But as a whole, I think we've been really good, bro. I think we've been all right,
Yeah.
you know.
You have to agree. I have to agree. I have to agree. It's as I said, from friendly point of view, you can't really ask much more. As I said, obviously, you might want a couple more players in to get them
Yeah.
to see a bit in jail. Obviously, Vieri hasn't been able to play, but we go through like this, the signings and stuff. But yeah, it's been fine. I want people to start reaching their potential now.
Absolutely.
You know me, obviously, even with Saka, I think, even with him, I just think I want to start seeing them even, reaching their potential, not the same,
Mm.
same old, like Martinelli.
You know what it is?
Yes,
Saka's a good player. He's a really good player, but I don't want to see him get burnt out. So I want to see
yeah,
how Arteta really manages his squad throughout the season because I want to see him really still kicking on when we need him in the second part of the season. Last year was a bit towards the last 3 months of the season was sort of up and down, sort of hot and cold. I want to see him
yeah,
really just kind of get hold of it. You know what I mean? So
yeah. 'Cause I
yeah,
think some of them, a lot of them, that we see them, like when you've been speaking, they're kind of they're say the weaknesses. They've remained
mm,
their weaknesses. They haven't
yeah,
really. Do you know what I mean? They haven't strengthened him in that sense. So, but now
yeah,
he's got his full squad. Now there ain't gonna be much excuses now for Arteta.
yeah,
He's got the defensive side of what he wants. He's now got this. He spent a lot of money in these last couple of windows. So there's still more to
absolutely.
spend. I think it was a high spending last season. I mean, yeah, last season's window,
Yeah,
and this season looks like so far we are. I think no. I think we are ahead at the moment now, and then we still plan to get two more.
yeah,
What I like is the fact that it's me, you know me, I've said quite a few little controversial things and whatnot, but it's weird because people are saying these things now, like Leno. You see now people like saying, "Oh yeah,
come
it's all
on.
right, Leno, he's not good enough," but then Ramsdale's come in. Do you know what I mean? And he's saying speaking things
Mm,
about Saka, whatnot, and
mm,
what I like about Arteta, and this is on the personal thing, is that he's seen things, he's saying things that he's saying things that I'm thinking. So even like certain people are getting like hype now, like, "Oh yeah, about the team," and I'm saying, you know what, like we still like to start. See, obviously you can add a bit more, but
yeah,
I'll be happy with two more, and be happy with. And a lot of people are like, no, yeah, but we know we're doing good. But I'm like, yeah, but trust me, like, when you look into last season and you see like a couple of, issues that we had, like for example, as soon as Partey got injured, there wasn't really anyone to kind of fill in those
exactly,
boots as well. We haven't
yeah,
seen Vieri,
exactly,
but he's
exactly.
supposed to be like more like on the guard. Then and also up front, I mean, you go and get injured, and Jesus is out for a little bit.
Mhm,
What happens then? I mean, there's no other goal scorer,
mm,
let's say. It's more
mm,
than just the one up front, another goal scorer. Then we've got to
mhm,
rely on Nketiah. I mean, then last
mm,
season we didn't want to put the pressure on Saka to score the goals. He didn't because he's young. They didn't want
mm,
to put pressure on. So that's why I say like an
mm.
attacker. And that's what he's looking for. That's what he said. He said that he's looking for the attacker and the midfield. So I like that. It's kind of been what I'm
That's
thinking. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. That's exactly what we need. You know what I'm thinking because even with the Nketiah situation, right? I know that we do need another striker, absolutely, and I've said a few things about Nketiah. I do wish him the best, and I hopefully he does become the striker that we're kind of starting to expect of a young striker. At
Yeah,
his age at the moment, we want him to start really kicking on. So I'd rather see him do that than fail, to be totally honest. But I think
yeah,
the way
definitely.
Arteta might approach this, and I hope I know he's interested in Paqueta. Now
Mm.
he's kind of like them sort of Spanish players, like they've got flair and they'll always take a chance. They'll always take a chance. I think
Mm.
he's hoping to get that type of midfielder who can kind of play relatively in midfield but can transition into the box and sort of try and get his fair share of goals. And I think that's maybe what he's going to be trying to create is more goals around the team to support the
Yeah.
striker. I
Yo,
think, what I mean?
yeah. Let's jump into that actually. Why don't we just go through like each of the new signings and
Mm,
let's see what your thoughts on the new signings are. So
yeah.
obviously, one of the new signings are Matt Turner. Let's start off with Matt Turner. What do you kind of think is him as one
I
of the
think
signings?
it's self-explanatory, really. I think he's got to be a decent goalkeeper. I haven't
Mm,
seen much of it. I haven't seen anything great of him as yet. Pre-season,
mm,
I'm not going to judge him on that, but I think he's going to be a decent goalkeeper, decent backup. But really, we have to see when we kick on in the season, to be honest. So
yeah,
we
I
have
agree.
to see about that one.
Me personally, yeah, Matt Turner, he hasn't really. Yeah, I mean, obviously he's from America. He ain't really done these fees. I've seen him in preseason. Hasn't really. Yeah, I mean, he hasn't really done anything amazing.
Yeah, yeah,
Look, he had done a couple of dodgy things, but he's just come over, so you got to think as his preseason.
yeah. I
Got
expect
to
that.
just allow him that.
Yeah, expect
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
so
yeah.
he's backup
It's a
keeper.
big club for him. It's a big club for him.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true. And he's not better. I wouldn't say he's better than Leno, but obviously Leno's gonna have to move on. He's one to, he should be. He should want to go and play first team football, especially he's like what 28, 29.
Yeah,
So no, I expect that from him. So if he's not willing to stay, then yeah,
yeah.
but hopefully
Big
Matt
up,
Turner,
Leno, man. All the best
yeah.
for
So,
Leno.
so hopefully he sorts himself and settles in, and he's a bit alright. Who's
Yeah.
the next one there we got? Who's talk about? Marquinhos.
Lovely, lovely. Well, from what I saw of him as a young player,
Mm.
he looks good, man. He looks good. Definitely got a bright future. I'm just hoping they can have a bright future with us. And I say that because remember, we've got him quite young. And one thing with Arsenal, we need to address this mentality thing, man. We need to get these boys thinking the right way and expressing that kind of hunger. You see what I'm saying throughout the seasons? That's what I want to see, because if we don't see that, he may have the ability, but is he going to be there ready when to go and get stuff in the Premier League? It's going to be a hard season, but his skill, technique, for his age, he looks aware of what's going on around him. You see what I mean? He doesn't hold on to the ball too much, but then he's not afraid to take players on. So what I saw of him for 18-year-old, I think that's a good signing, definitely.
Yeah.
And let's be honest. We've got Pepe. And for me personally, he hasn't really kicked on for the time he's been here. So I still think that you could also play Marquinhos in his position, and maybe we can see what this young boy can do. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I think when he first come in, I think his first coming, I think they was say he was going to go on loan, but
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
he's been alright. He's been alright. He's been alright pre-season. I'm not gonna, he hasn't done anything too
Well, you know what?
amazing. But
As it,
he looks comfortable. Do you know what I mean? As you
yeah,
said,
adding on
he's
that, exactly. Like you said, where he looks comfortable. I wouldn't really, we could send him on loan, but because I know what I've seen with Pepe, because Pepe hasn't left, I feel like I would I would want him to compete with Pepe for that second spot behind Saka. That's what I would want. I want to see him sort of learn the Arsenal way, not necessarily go on loan. Let's nurture these players. Let's nurture him from now. Let's see what he's got. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, what do you then? He says, what about Vieri? Next one, Fabio Vieira.
Haven't managed to really see him.
Yes, that one.
Yeah, from what I've heard of him or seen of him, I mean, I've seen him a couple of times in the past, but he was never really a player that how can I say?
Jumped out to you, sort of thing.
Yeah, and I was actually watching, you know what I mean? So it seems like he's going to be a good player. He's going to, be a part of the mix. But personally, I think that's what his position is going to be sort of a part of the mix. Can bring him in certain games, and he should do well. Can maybe bring him off from the bench as well. But I'm not sure. I have to see more of him to see if he's going to really stand out. And in my personal opinion, he's not better than Odegaard, and that's my boy right now. Odegaard, that's my boy. So I think he's a good addition to the squad.
Yeah. From what I know of him before, I've seen him before a little bit. He's decent. Like I said, obviously, not many games. I don't watch that sort of football, but in the Champions League, when I see him like play Liverpool and whatnot, he seemed all right. I mean, he's got a bit of skill, got a bit of techniques on him. Obviously, he looks like we haven't seen him playing in the friendlies to know what he's like, or
exactly.
I mean, so we can't really comment on that. He's been injury ready, which is kind of frustrating because it's like Arsenal get these injury man.
Exactly.
So I think there's like a picture of him when he had like a boot on. And he was like, "Oh, don't worry, it's just for precaution." But man ain't played since. Man ain't played no games. So I don't know, boys. I know you're lying already, but still. But yeah, so I guess I've got to wait to see in it. To see how he's a bit light. He looks light. So that's the thing with me. He looks light. And maybe that's what they do. Maybe they're trying to just, kind of condition him up before they start.
He's gonna need it. He's gonna need it.
Yeah, he looks a bit light, but I'm interested to see kind of what he's like. So, but anyway, it's coming to the big two, the main two. Mr. Zinchenko. What do you think about Mr. Zinchenko?
Good, fantastic signing. Young player, done well at Man City. You can see he was a young player who's respected. That's what I like. When you see him at Man City, he was a young player, but he was respected. He's kind of like he held his position. He led in his position. He knows what he's doing. So you put him on the left as a left wing back. I think he'd be absolutely fantastic. I miss Tierney. You know, Tierney's got these sort of, he does suffer from these injury problems. When he's out for a good while, and that's the problem. So to have someone like Zinchenko to come in there, I think that's fantastic. And to be honest, he probably will end up holding that first spot. You know, he's a Ukrainian captain, good player,
Yeah,
good
the
young
thing is,
player.
I actually rate him. I rate
Yeah,
him most. When I was watching him at and see, I say like it's like a deep line, De Bruyne. Like he's got techers.
he
I
has.
mean, he's comfortable on the ball.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? And he gets up and down well. Like he can change the game. Like even that game, the last game of the season that City played, him
Yeah,
and
he did.
Gundogan, they both
Yeah,
come on and they both, yeah, I mean, they both
yeah,
turned their game, both of them.
yeah.
Obviously, Gundogan got the main headline, and rightly so. But he came on and he done his thing on that left. Like when
Yeah,
I watched, I was
yeah,
like, so
yeah,
yeah,
man.
I'm real happy with that signing. And I think I don't that people think, oh yeah, he's be second fiddle, and I'm like, I don't know, I
Nah,
don't know. Like
not at
he
all.
can push, and there's the two things as well. They said that he wants to be a central midfielder as well. But I'm like, well, and he knows that he's probably coming, and he knows that he's gonna be back up to Tierney right about now. And maybe when Tierney comes in, if there's a chance, then he can come in. People said, and then one guy was saying to me something about, oh, but Shaka, oh yeah, but he ain't gonna get any to stay in there back because he's not gonna get in the midfield. I'm like, have you seen this guy play? Like, he
That's
can.
right.
I said, like, there's nothing, and I'm not comparing him because Shaka's been good in the preseason. Actually, obviously, he's been good. But there's nothing that I see Shaka really can do that he can't do. So if he wanted to really push for that centre mid, then I can't see that he never
Ma-
get the chance to.
Well,
Do you know what I mean?
maybe, but I think the
Yeah,
beat,
the deep line and the lead line
yeah,
one, but on
yeah,
the left, he knows that his one right now is going to be on the left. Do you know what I mean? While Tierney's
exactly.
not there,
And the thing is,
and
you got him at a young age, so that's brilliant because
yeah, I
maybe
was
in a couple of
25, isn't he?
seasons, so yeah, he could
Mm.
push on. Do you see what I mean? So you know, we got him in his prime, really. So that's a good look. That's
Yeah,
a
I
good
think
look.
yeah, I like that. I really like that signing a lot.
Yeah, yeah,
He's got techers
absolutely.
and the ways as well. Which okay, so we can join it in with the next one. Maybe we join it with the next one. Then we talk
Mm.
about both. So anyway, as I saying, next one's the main one. I think he's the main one too,
Big
but
man,
he's a
big
striker in
man.
it, so and he's sent up. So and it's the one, it's the Gabriel, the
Yeah,
Zeus,
the big man. Period. I
yeah,
don't want to hear nothing from nobody. The big man. Remember what I was on in it. I wasn't really too. I was like, yeah, you know, it'd be good to have him, but I always wanted another striker. I always wanted another main
mm,
striker. But the way I've seen him kick on here, his fitness, he's taking his team seriously, and he just looks
yeah.
kind of like miles ahead of the rest, to be honest, man.
And
Like,
that's what I'm
he,
saying. Yeah. Well, sorry, sorry to cut you in there. Yeah. One thing I was before we carry on is, you see, when I've ever remember always mentioned about Nketiah last season,
mm,
and I was saying
mm,
to him, I'm not talking about the techers, like he's got, obviously Jesus has got techers, you can see him, whatever the skill, yeah. I'm
mm,
not even talking about that. I said, was it the the drive, the
the
energy,
drive, yeah.
yeah, and the passion and the hunger to go and get goals. That's what I wanted to see from Nketiah.
Yeah.
And people, I guess some people didn't understand, but if you watch Jesus, just look at them stuff, not look at his techers and stuff, just the hunger and the
Just
desire to run
even
around
his
the box.
movement and just
Yeah,
and his awareness of expecting where the ball's gonna drop. He's just on
that's
it.
and that's showing you. Then that's when I said to my football group, I said, look, this is what when I was saying to you look before, and you're thinking, oh yeah, no, but Jesus is showing you like just on a basic level of just showing the energy and hunger and think for the goal. That's what I'm talking about. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking
absolutely.
about.
He's fantastic. And remember, we've got to remember these guys are champions. Him and Zinchenko, they're
This was gonna
champions.
say, yeah, that's
They're
what's gonna put them
winners.
together. Yeah,
They're winners. They just won the Premier League. They both of them. And remember, it's not like we just got up a backup dancer with Zinchenko. You know, he had his fair share of good games, contributions. And
yeah.
Jesus, what more can you
And
say?
brought on to change games as well. Not like he just brought on to
Exactly,
come and just come on and say, yeah, you play the game out.
bro.
You got brought on a good few times to change
Uh,
games.
That you know what? That is a great piece of business that
Yeah.
Eddie and Arteta have done there, getting them boys. And because obviously they know Arteta, they know kind of what he's like, his coaching style and everything. They know him, and I think that's fantastic. And the thing is, he brought in a defender, someone who also had the desire to maybe even transition into midfield in the future. So you're
Mm.
getting players that they want to win, they want to perform. You know,
Yeah, and the thing about him as well, like Shevchenko, he's quality. He's good. He's good for Man City when he plays the left side,
mhm,
and for his country. We've been watching him. I mean, for Ukraine, he's good in midfield as well, comfortable. He can
absolutely.
turn in midfield, bring on the ball. Yeah, he's nice. So both of them, as you're saying, I think the most important thing about them is that you've got people that they know what's about to win. Do you know what I mean? And it's good it's not just one person. It's good that you've got two. I want one more. But
Yeah,
there's two people that's coming and they know what he's win. So no one can tell them nothing. No one there can tell him, no, that's not, tell them anything.
exactly.
Because they know how it is to win. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? They're not gonna their
absolutely.
concentration is not gonna lose their concentration in the last bits of the game or second half of the season start to fade. Or
Yeah.
I mean?
And,
They know.
and I
So
need to touch base on one more thing as well with that. Even if you bring it to Jesus now,
mm,
Arsenal, yeah, we've got to remember with always our squads, if you go season over season, we've
mm,
always had fantastic strikers. Strikers that had like just abnormal abilities, abnormal
mm,
ability. We can go back from the 90s. Some older ones will go back from the 80s, all the way through. And it's only been rocky the last couple of seasons. Obviously, the whole Aubameyang thing and whatever. I wish him the best as well. But at the end of the day, we have got a striker now who, in my eyes, is kind of reaching that level. And we've got him at the prime time. He's had his fair
mm,
share at City, had to kind of be second fiddle a couple of seasons behind Aguero, but when he came on, always showed desire, hunger, and he started to get his fair share of goals. We've now got him where he's the lead striker and he can show us, man, and the rest of the boys how it's done, and that's what I'm seeing in him, and I'm really excited about that. I think bear in mind the World Cup is coming up soon, so he wants to show himself. He wants to show himself. He wants to show that he's gonna become one of the best strikers in the world. I see that in Jesus. So I think we
yeah,
just
yeah,
got. I think it's a fantastic signing, both of them, and we still need one. We still need two more. But
yeah.
I would say one thing though. I'd be happy with just one more signing if it's the right signing. And we all
Yeah.
know who that is, G. In my person, you know who that is.
We'll get to that in 1 second. Let me finish off that bit on Zeus. Yeah, is that I'm still, me, I'm cautious in the sense of friendly time in it. So, and it's
Mm,
about longevity, it's about consistency. So we
mm,
hope that once it could be like, about the hype of everything or whatnot. So I'm still happy with how we started, but again, by game
mm,
time starts Friday, in it. That's when it all counts. You know what I mean,
mm.
so that's when I'm waiting to see. As I said, as good as you'd want kind of friendlies to go, it's and paper and where they played, yeah, you can't afford it. But Friday is that's when the game time is, and I'm just waiting to see
Absolutely.
as well about consistency and yeah, when it comes in the tough. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously from last season, as you said, it's the character as well. It's not just, I mean, it's not just just the sparing players or whatnot. It's the character and it's an aura that Arsenal's had for quite a while where they like to bottle stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So when you
yeah.
get into the season now, you're starting to play these top teams, and you're starting to get into little cup games and it's a bit tight. It's seeing how they respond. Then you get to the end of the season when they, you know what I mean,
Mm.
like last season, and they're not
I,
forward. So hopefully these players, that's when we'll see like, yeah, if these players
I agree
are
with
taking.
that. I definitely agree. I mean, I understand you got to be cautious with these boys. I think what I am happy about though is if you look at our two best signings, our two biggest signings, should we say, um, they've got good amount of Premier League experience.
Yeah,
And I think that is what it is. I mean, if Jesus had come from maybe like, if he come from Spain or something, or you know what I mean, I'd be like, maybe let's see how he gets on over here. But he's been in the Premier League, he showed what he can do on a weekly basis. So I think that is what gives me more hope. And you know what? Sometimes we need that player, a great player, can sort of get us out of a jam, get us that point, nick us that goal. Sometimes and I think that's what we never had despite all
mm-hmm.
our good defensive work last season, and even sometimes when we would do the high press and we would be pushing, we just was not clinical enough certain times in certain games when the going got tough. And I think
Yeah,
someone like Jesus would just find himself in the right spot
yeah. And this is
and,
the
and
thing. This
just
is and
you know
this is
what I
the
mean?
things we're good. Yeah, and this is what we're saying about. Like, we can go to your next point is actually the who do you think else? So we're not saying about ideally, because we probably say like five man. Do you know what I mean? And back up, right back again, and da, da, da. But just for if you say like be realistic, like how many players do you reckon we think you'd be like happy with going into the next season with? Be realistic, and then what kind of type of player and who you think?
Are you saying like more signings? Yeah.
Yeah,
Who's
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
okay?
Yeah, who do you think
Um,
without being ideally? Because obviously, ideally, we probably want a backup, the backer, right back, another. you know what I mean, another get Pepe and put that. Do you know what I mean? You might move, but just
Right.
ideally for the start of next season, what would you say?
Right. Okay. So with that, I think ideally I'd want two signings.
Yeah,
Two
I like that
signings,
quite.
but one signing would be addition. The other one would be sort of a replacement of a player. So for me, I've always said midfield, Tielemans. Period. I want to get him in. He'll be fantastic to partner Partey. That's what I want to see. Plus, also you've got Xhaka. And you've also got
And I'll make
Elneny behind.
and I'll make a disclosure to say that you have said that before. You know, all
Mm,
these links that have been happening right now.
telling
We
you.
know people might see a link because a lot of Arsenal fans, when they Arsenal link to a player, it's like they're the greatest thing. Like Vieri, no one hear about Vieri. As soon as Vieri's
Mm,
linked, everyone's saying how amazing that. But you don't know.
mm,
But I'm just because you have said Tillemans before.
long
Yeah, I mean,
time.
everyone was
Yeah.
saying that. Yeah, yeah.
So, bro, that's it, man. Tielemans for me. For a minute now. I mean, I was saying about Tielemans from sort of midway towards the end of last season, and I thought, yeah, I would love to get him in. So I think he'll be a fantastic partner with Partey. Plus, he just got that. He's got that little edge, man, where he just when he can just drive forward and he can pick up the pass, and he's got a bang on him, and he's just a good player. He's a good midfielder to have, and that's where the creativity is going to come from. Plus, he's a Belgium international. Plays regularly. He plays with some of the best players out there. So that's who I want to see in our team. Him in midfield. And then I would also go with. I would sell Pepe. I'll let Pepe go. I would let him go, and I would be happy to possibly even send Marquinhos on loan, maybe if we could pick up like a Sane, a Gnabry, someone of that caliber.
Yeah, Ganabri's out because he signed a new contract, isn't it?
Exactly.
So that's
So
definitely
that's not happening, and I don't know what's going on with the Sane situation because it seems
no
like he's
go.
not really rated. He's rated, but he's not. There's a
Yeah,
trickiness over there in Germany, and sort of what he had at Man City, I believe. So but maybe Arsenal would be a right team for him. We're a big club, but we're going through a period. It's a transitional period. He could definitely be a part of that. So and thrive. So he's sort of the and another thing as well. When we look at some of these players, like we was talking about, like Matt Turner, and we're looking at all these these sort of backup players, like we talk about Zinchenko possibly sort of being a backup to Tierney. It's what a great backup. And that's what we're missing. We're missing quality players coming off the bench, fam.
and I think it's about the fun about Tierney and Shevchenko, yeah. They're different. They're quite different. Even though they can do similar things, but they're different approaches. Do you know what I mean? Like Shevchenko's very relaxed, and then Tekker's, and do you know what I mean? He's very like controlled, and Tekker's like, whereas in Tierney's very like bomb forward, drive. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like it's weird. It's like Robinson for Liverpool and Arnold. Do you know what I mean? In a sense, obviously Arnold's like his whipping is different level, but you know what I mean. Robinson is that one that will just go drive and bomb forward to get to the ball, and that's kind of like a Tautini, isn't it? But then Zinchenko is more like he's got more techers. He's more kind of relaxed than techers. He doesn't just bomb long like what I mean, like Arnold.
Yeah.
So
he's definitely more cautious. I would say Zinchenko is more cautious, but I think his reading of the game is quite beyond his years. And I think
He's got more techers and skill than Tierney.
Yeah. But Tierney's got that drive where he can just bomb forward, whipping that cross. Tierney's exciting. That's what I say. Tierney's definitely an exciting player. But with all of that, sometimes he does get those niggles. And those niggles are usually he's out for a minute.
Well, we brought him injured. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
By injured man.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But yeah, in regards to what you're saying, Tillemans, when he was one that's always been like, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? But the way the team is, like, I see the team now, I think, I think, fitting. And I think, and what I like about and he's another Premier League man. And I think, and he's another Premier League man, I mean, it has that kind of drive as well. So is he come in and then just fit in?
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
I get you.
And molded, and he's coming in there, and he's coming in there to, to prove and to level up. He ain't coming in to think he's coming in to level up, and apparently he wants. Apparently, from what I've heard, I don't know. I keep hearing that the personal terms have been agreed and all that, but Arsenal haven't made an offer. And I've been hearing that quite a lot of times. Do you know what I mean? So, and I don't know if it's maybe what they're doing is just waiting because he's on his last credit contract, so they're maybe waiting to come time in the season. Kind of interesting to see. Actually, I should look to see if he actually played many games for Leicester in the friendlies, but Maybe they're